The first piece I ever made was a Star Destroyer from Star Wars, and this was just a hobby thing where I wanted to build a huge Star Wars ship, and I bought some steel and I started playing with it, and as I made it from scratch I realized, I was pretty good at it, but if I could have welded, this would have been such a cooler piece to make. And so shortly after that I bought a welder and just started playing around. I had a few family members that knew basics, kind of learned from them. Met a guy who made medieval armor for a living. Like, he made armor for these organizations that do jousting and all that fun stuff. And watched him for a couple days, and it just sort of clicked. Like, I think I can do this. And I've always had a lot of interesting creatures running through my mind, so I knew what I wanted to make. But Star Wars was definitely the impetus for me. I came out of the theater when I was a 7-year-old, and my world had changed. I needed to know how they did that, how they made that movie, and I started studying the model makers and the set builders and the guys behind the scene, and that was really what inspired me. At that age, I'm young, I don't know any direction, but I started building things with Legos and erector sets and all of that, and started studying what the movie makers were doing. I love the idea of them being able to create a world that, it doesn't exist, but it does actually exist in our imaginations, and that really was the impetus of everything for me. So when I found steel years later, it was the natural fit for me to continue my vision and my creativity. So yeah, Star Wars was a big deal for me. So my vision with my work is to really create a sculpture that captures that feeling of imagination, humor, childlike wonder. Like, those things really excite me. Like, I want to look at a piece of art and feel good. I'm not interested in being depressed or social commentary. I'm interested in true feelings from the heart, and I really try to capture that with my work. And a lot of that comes from, I grew up with Dr. Seuss and Mr. Rogers and Jim Henson, and all those guys inspired me. And I want other people to have that feeling. And you don't just have to be a kid to have that feeling. You can still experience it as an adult. And I try to really bring that in with my work. So I've been doing this about 25 years, a little bit longer, and it's been a wonderful journey, and I've built a lot of clientele and wonderful clients over the years. And it's going in a really exciting way right now. We're looking at botanical garden exhibits, corporate exhibits, city installations. It seems to be going bigger and bigger, where we'll have my work out there in front of more and more people, and that really excites me.